Creatine is one of the most popular and widely used supplements in the world, trusted by beginners just starting their fitness journey and by professional athletes who rely on performance at the highest level. It's famous for boosting strength, improving workout performance, and making muscles look fuller and more powerful. Because of that reputation, many people assume creatine is completely straightforward. Take a scoop, lift weights, and results will follow. But here's the thing, most people don't hear about. There's a hidden side effect that almost nobody explains properly. It's not dangerous, it's not extreme, and it won't harm your health. But if you ignore it, it can quietly slow your progress and leave you feeling frustrated. This is often why people say creatine doesn't work for them, even though the supplement itself is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. The problem isn't creatine, it's how the body responds when certain basics are overlooked. When this side effect isn't understood, people start blaming the supplement, changing routines too quickly, or quitting altogether. That's a mistake, because once you know what's actually happening, creatine becomes much easier to use correctly and comfortably. Today, I'm breaking this down into 5 simple points that will help you understand what's really going on and how to avoid common mistakes. The goal isn't to scare you away from creatine, but to help you use it smarter. When used properly, creatine is one of the safest and most effective tools you can add to your routine. Let's break it down so you can get real results without confusion or unnecessary frustration. But before we begin, drop your name and the city you're watching from in the comments below. We read and reply to every single comment. Now, without any further ado, let's start with number 5. And this one will surprise you. Number 5. Creatine exposes bad hydration habits. This is the hidden side effect most people completely misunderstand, and it's the reason so many users quit creatine too early. Creatine pulls water into your muscle cells, and that process is actually one of the main reasons it improves strength, power, and workout performance. Well-hydrated muscle cells function better, contract harder, and recover faster. But here's the part nobody explains clearly. This benefit only works properly if you're drinking enough water throughout the day. When hydration is low, the body struggles to balance fluids, and that's when uncomfortable symptoms start to appear. People often report bloating, muscle cramps, sluggish workouts, tight muscles, brain fog, or frequent headaches. The mistake is immediately blaming creatine, assuming it's causing dehydration or harming the body. In reality, creatine itself does not dehydrate you. What it does is reveal poor hydration habits that were already there. When water is pulled into the muscles and there isn't enough fluid available, the rest of the body feels the shortage. This can lead to that heavy, uncomfortable feeling many people describe during the first weeks of use. Another issue is that many people think they're hydrated when they're not. Drinking mostly coffee, energy drinks, soda, or sweetened beverages doesn't replace plain water. These drinks can actually increase fluid loss, making the problem worse when combined with creatine. On top of that, intense training, sweating, and hot climates increase water needs even further. Without adjusting intake, discomfort becomes almost guaranteed. The good news is that this side effect is usually one of the easiest to fix. Simply increasing water intake consistently throughout the day, not just during workouts, can completely change how creatine feels in your body. When hydration is on point, bloating often decreases, cramps fade away, energy levels improve, and workouts feel smoother and more powerful. Many people are surprised to find that creatine suddenly feels clean and effective once hydration is addressed. Instead of fearing creatine, the smarter approach is to respect how it works. If you're supplementing with creatine, think of water as part of the stack. Creatine doesn't ruin gains. Poor hydration does. Once your water intake matches your training and supplementation, this so-called hidden side effect often disappears completely, allowing creatine to do exactly what it's meant to do. Number 4. Digestive stress from overdosing. More creatine does not mean more muscle, yet this is a mistake a huge number of people still make. It's easy to assume that if a small dose works, a bigger one must work faster, but creatine simply doesn't function that way. Taking too much often leads to stomach pain, bloating, nausea, or those uncomfortable bathroom emergencies that can completely ruin a workout. When your digestion is off, your focus drops, your energy feels unstable, and training quality suffers. Instead of pushing hard in the gym, you're distracted, uncomfortable, or cutting sessions short. Over time, that inconsistency adds up and directly affects your progress. Creatine works by gradually saturating your muscles with phosphocreatine, which helps your body produce energy during short, intense efforts. Once your muscles are saturated, they can't store much more. For most people, 3 to 5 grams per day is enough to reach and maintain that saturation. Anything beyond that doesn't magically turn into extra strength or muscle. Your body simply filters it out and flushes it away, meaning you're literally sending your money down the drain. Another issue with high doses is that people often lose consistency. After a few days of bloating or stomach discomfort, they start skipping creatine altogether or taking it randomly. This creates an on and off pattern that prevents creatine from doing its job. Ironically, people then conclude that creatine doesn't work when the real issue was overdosing and inconsistency. Social media trends don't help either. You'll see extreme loading phases or massive scoops promoted as shortcuts to faster gains, but these approaches rarely offer real benefits for most users. In fact, they usually increase the risk of side effects without improving results. Creatine is a long-term supplement, not an instant booster. It rewards patience and consistency, not aggressive dosing. A simple, moderate daily intake allows your body to adapt comfortably and keeps digestion smooth. When your stomach feels good, workouts feel better, recovery improves, and training becomes more enjoyable. The smartest approach is also the simplest one. Stick to a proven dose, take it consistently, and let time do the work. More creatine won't build more muscle, but using the right amount correctly absolutely will. Number 3. False panic from scale weight gain. Another hidden mental side effect of creatine is panic, and it's one of the most damaging mistakes people make. Creatine can cause the number on the scale to go up, especially during the first 1 or 2 weeks. For many people, that instantly triggers fear. They assume they're gaining fat, losing progress, or doing something wrong. But what's actually happening in most cases is water being stored inside the muscle cells, not fat being added to the body. This is a normal and expected effect of creatine, and it's part of how the supplement improves strength and performance. Unfortunately, many people don't understand this and react too quickly. They see the scale rise and immediately change their diet/calories, add unnecessary cardio, or stop taking creatine altogether. That reaction can quietly ruin gains. When calories drop too low or training intensity changes suddenly, strength suffers and recovery slows. The very progress creatine was supporting gets interrupted. Muscle hydration is not a bad thing. It helps muscles function better, look fuller, and handle training stress more effectively. Another problem is relying too heavily on the scale as the only measure of progress. The scale doesn't tell you where weight is coming from. It doesn't show muscle fullness, strength increases, improved pumps, or how your clothes fit. Many people actually look leaner and stronger while the scale is slightly higher, but they miss that because they're focused on one number. Strength progression is a much better indicator. If your lifts are going up, your workouts feel more powerful, and your body looks better in the mirror. Those are signs things are working. Creatine does not create fat out of nowhere. Fat gain only happens when you consistently eat more calories than your body needs over time. If your diet hasn't changed significantly and your strength is improving, the scale increase is very unlikely to be fat. The smartest approach is to stay calm and look at trends over weeks, not daily fluctuations. Use multiple markers: performance, measurements, photos, and how you feel. When you stop panicking and trust the process, creatine can do its job properly. Remember, the scale number isn't the enemy. Misinterpreting it is. Number 2. Inconsistent training kills creatine's benefits. Creatine only works if you give your muscles a real reason to use it, and this is where many people go wrong. A lot of users start taking creatine expecting noticeable changes, but at the same time, their workouts are skipped, rushed, half-hearted, or completely random. In that situation, creatine has nothing meaningful to support. The supplement doesn't magically create muscle or strength on its own. It enhances the work you're already doing. When there's no consistent effort, the benefits feel invisible, and people quickly assume creatine is useless. In reality, the issue isn't the supplement, it's the lack of stimulus. Creatine helps your muscles produce energy during short, intense efforts like heavy lifts, sprints, or high-effort sets. If training never reaches that level, your body never fully taps into what creatine offers. Another common problem is training without progression. Doing the same weights, the same reps, and the same routines week after week gives your muscles no reason to adapt. Creatine can help you push out an extra rep, lift slightly heavier, or maintain power across sets. But only if you're challenging yourself. Without progression, there's nothing for creatine to amplify. Consistency matters just as much as intensity. Taking creatine daily while training once or twice a week sporadically won't deliver noticeable results. The people who benefit most from creatine are usually those who show up regularly, follow a structured plan, and train with intention. They understand that supplements are support tools, not shortcuts. Creatine amplifies effort. It doesn't replace it. When training is consistent and challenging, creatine shines. Strength increases feel smoother, recovery improves, and workouts become more productive. But when training is lazy, rushed, or constantly interrupted, creatine feels pointless because it has nothing to enhance. This is why some people swear by creatine, while others say it did nothing for them. The difference isn't genetics or luck, it's training quality. If you want creatine to work, focus on the basics first. Show up consistently, train with purpose, and push your muscles in a controlled, progressive way. Once that foundation is in place, creatine becomes a powerful ally rather than a disappointing supplement. Number 1. Overthinking timing instead of focusing on consistency. One of the sneakiest mistakes people make with creatine is obsessing over the perfect time to take it. Morning or night, before a workout or after, on an empty stomach or with food. These questions come up constantly, and while they sound important, they usually distract from what actually matters. The truth is, timing barely matters when compared to consistency. Creatine doesn't work like caffeine or a pre-workout that gives you an immediate boost. Instead, it works by slowly saturating your muscles with creatine over time. Once those levels are built up and maintained, your muscles have more readily available energy during high-intensity efforts. That process depends on regular daily intake, not on hitting a specific time window. Unfortunately, people overthink timing so much that they end up missing doses entirely. They wait for the ideal moment, get busy, forget, and then skip it for the day. Over weeks, those missed doses add up and reduce creatine's effectiveness. Another common mistake is only taking creatine on workout days. Your muscles don't stop using creatine on rest days, and skipping intake causes muscle creatine levels to slowly drop. Consistency is what keeps those levels high and stable. The smartest approach is to attach creatine to a daily habit you already have. Take it with breakfast, lunch, dinner, or your regular protein shake, whatever fits your routine best. When it becomes automatic, you stop forgetting it. This also removes unnecessary stress. Many people worry they ruined their progress by taking creatine at the wrong time or missing the post-workout window. In reality, creatine is very forgiving. One slightly mistimed dose won't matter, but repeated inconsistency will. Keeping things simple also improves long-term adherence. Supplements only work if you actually take them, and simplicity makes that possible. Over time, consistent daily intake leads to full muscle saturation, better training performance, and improved recovery. Results don't come from perfection. They come from habits. So stop chasing the perfect timing. Make creatine part of your daily routine, take it at a time you'll remember, and let consistency do the work. So what's the real hidden side effect? Creatine doesn't ruin gains. Misusing it does. Poor hydration, overdosing, panic reactions, inconsistent training, and overthinking timing are what hold people back. If this helped you, hit like, subscribe for more no BS fitness advice. And tell me in the comments, have you ever experienced issues with creatine, or are you using it right now? Let's talk.